We're live.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is great. Here we are for another session of Claim Your Justice Facebook Live. We have a new setup here. I'm either looking at Jessica or looking at the camera. We'll figure this out. The purpose of these live sessions are to educate the Facebook community and our client base about different important issues affecting personal injury and workers' compensation cases. As I said, we're here with Jessica Wong Barrera today.
Hello.
And today we're going to discuss a topic involved in workers' compensation claims, and it's regarding independent medical examinations, generally referred to as IMEs or SMOs. SMO stands for Second Medical Opinion. We're going to keep it to IME or Independent Medical Examination. Let's go.
All right. First question: what is an IME, Keith?
So, an IME is when the insurance company, generally, it could be on behalf of my client, but generally the insurance company wants to schedule a doctor of their choosing to examine our client, and they call it an independent medical examination. Sometimes it's not so independent, but it's not our client's treating physician.
Can we send our client, the injured worker, for an IME?
That's a good question. So sometimes if we hit an obstacle with our client's treating physician, and the client's treating physician says our client is what they call, another abbreviation, write it down, MMI, maximum medical improvement. MMI. If our treating doctor says our client's at MMI and our client says, hey, I'm still injured. I need more treatment. I'm can't get out of bed. I can't go to work. Whatever the situation is, we do have an option under the Illinois Workers' Compensation Act to send our client for their own IME. Each side gets one. The insurance company, employer gets one, and the employee gets one.
Okay. Why would the employer's insurance company send our client for an IME?
Good question. And let's think about that for a second. It's the employer's job or their goal to help the worker get back to the condition as best as possible as they were in before the accident, but they also want to manage their costs. So if you have a situation where a doctor is recommending surgery for our client and the insurance company thinks, oh no, we don't want to pay for that surgery, or the client doesn't need the surgery, or worse, they think the client's faking the injury, they'll send it out for an IME.
Okay. Could you give us some more examples?
Yes. So very recent example is I have an injured truck driver who has spinal fusion. That's where they take a part of the disc and the vertebrae out. They fuse the two vertebrae together. Sometimes it's multi-level, so it might be two or three vertebrae together. And it didn't work. This poor guy goes through a surgery. He goes through physical therapy. He goes through epidural steroid injections. It doesn't work. So my client's doctor recommends what's called a spinal stimulator. Another thing to write down with your pens that you're following along. Spinal stimulator, very intense procedure. Something's installed in the spinal cord to help stimulate activity within the spinal cord to help the client move better, have less pain. Very expensive procedure. And so the insurance company doesn't want to pay for it. They send the client for an IME, and lo and behold, the IME doctor says the client not only doesn't need the spinal stimulator procedure, but he's fine, he's done treating, no more treatment allowed. That's a good example.
Okay. What happens after the IME disagrees with our client's treating doctor?
That's when we fight about it. So in the case I just gave you, I have a treating doctor, no reason to lie, pain management doctor, and there's not a lot of benefit to the treating orthopedic to recommend the spinal stimulator other than the goal of getting the client back to the best possible health that they can. So I would file a request for hearing with the Workers' Compensation Commission. I would present my medical evidence, sometimes it's through depositions as well, take a deposition of the IME doctor, and then let the arbitrator make a decision whether the treatment of spinal stimulator should be awarded or if it's unreasonable by the treatment doctor.
Okay. And how can our clients prepare for an IME?
Good question. So when the IME is scheduled, we would meet with our client and prepare them for it. And the preparation is not so intense, it's just basically how to avoid some mistakes. Clients are not sometimes the best people to answer questions because they're nervous. They're at a doctor's office, they're like, oh my gosh, this has to go well, or I won't get the surgery I need. I won't get the treatment that I need, so they're nervous. The best thing the client can do is to only answer the question asked. And that means if the doctor says, when were you injured? The best thing to answer is the date you were injured, the time you were injured. Don't add the weather was nice, I had drinks the night before, I was in a rush. Only answer the question asked. That's one thing. The second thing is be honest. If the doctor asks you, do you feel pain 5 times, how frequently do you feel pain? Sometimes clients are trying to be brave. You know, you could have a man who's 6'2", 275 pounds, and he's wants to be brave, and he's like, well, not that often. Be honest. If you're feeling pain every day, that should be your answer. If you're feeling pain once a week, that should be your answer as well. Be honest, and don't be nervous, don't be brave, and only answer the question asked.
Okay. Could you give us a few more examples? And do we have anything on our website that can help prepare for an IME?
Great. So if you go to claimyourjustice.com, IME prep, there's a good preparation packet up there you could use. And another example is we have a client, there's a question of, is the IME ordered early in the treatment process or late in the treatment process? It's both. There's no rule. So you have a client, I have a client who is injured in January. In April, he goes through a course of treatment. The doctor's recommending surgery. The insurance company says we want an IME. There you're talking 5 months. Boom, that's pretty quick. On the other example, the case I talked about earlier, client was injured in 2018. IME is ordered in 2022. So there's no real example, but what it comes right down to is you have, is that a client calling about this video? How can I help you about the video? No, getting back to it, that's another example I'd give.
Okay.
Thank you for these questions. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. It's kind of casual day here in the office, so please excuse the no shirt and tie and jacket. And remember, if you're injured in a job-related accident, car accident, truck accident, bike accident, train accident, call Claim Your Justice. It's 847-434-3555 or claimyourjustice.com. We look forward to working with you.
Thank you.